This video is intended for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Thumbnails are created to catch attention and may not accurately represent the actual content of the video. The content presented includes opinions and information gathered from public sources, community discussions, and personal research. We do not claim full accuracy. Please verify all information independently before making any decisions. This video does not intend to target, defame, or disrespect any individual, store, brand, or organization. I am not a licensed nutritionist, financial advisor, or emergency management professional. Always do your own research and consult a qualified expert before making major preparedness or financial decisions. The views expressed here are my own and do not constitute professional advice of any kind. This content is meant to spark thoughtful reflection and discussion, not to cause fear or tell you what is right or wrong. Please watch with an open mind. Thank you for being here and for being part of our prepping family. I want to tell you about a woman named Carol. Carol wasn't a prepper. She was a retired school teacher in North Carolina who had lived alone for 12 years. She shopped once a week, kept maybe 5 or 6 days of food in the house, and never once thought about what she would do if she couldn't get to a store. Then a winter ice storm hit her county, and she was snowed in for 9 days. By day 4, she was stretching half a can of soup into 2 meals. By day 7, she was eating crackers and peanut butter for every meal. By day 9, she told me she was scared in a way she had never been scared before, not because her life was in immediate danger, but because she realized for the first time how completely dependent she was on a system she had never once questioned. Carol called me after that storm and said something I've never forgotten. She said, "Javier, I had no pantry. I thought I did, but I didn't." Today, I'm going to make sure that never happens to you. A prepper pantry is not a room full of freeze-dried food and military rations. It's not a bunker. It's not extreme. It's not paranoid. A prepper pantry is simply a thoughtful, organized, rotating supply of food and household essentials that creates a buffer between your family and the fragility of just-in-time grocery systems. The goal is simple. If you couldn't shop for 30, 60, or 90 days, your family eats normally, not survival rations, real food. The food your family already loves in enough quantity to carry you through whatever comes. That's it. That's a prepper pantry. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to build one, step by step, starting this week. Step 1, start with what your family already eats. This is the most important rule in building a prepper pantry, and the one most people get wrong. They go online, they read a prepper list, and they stock up on things they've never cooked before. Unfamiliar grains, freeze-dried meals their family won't touch, bulk quantities of foods nobody in the house actually likes. Then a real emergency happens, and they open a can of something unrecognizable and their kids refuse to eat it. Start with your family actual diet. What do you cook every week? What do your children eat without complaint? What comfort foods matter most to your household? Write that list. That's the foundation of your pantry. Now buy more of it. Step 2, the 3 layers of a prepper pantry for sour. A well-built prepper pantry has 3 layers, each serving a different purpose. Layer 1, the 30-day pantry. This is your immediate buffer. Canned goods, dry goods, condiments, cooking oils, and shelf-stable snacks that your family uses regularly. This layer should be fully stocked at all times and constantly rotated. First in, first out. Layer 2, the 90-day deep pantry. This is bulk storage, large bags of rice, beans, pasta, oats, sugar, salt, and flour. These items store for years when sealed correctly and form the caloric backbone of extended food security. Layer 3, the long-term reserve. This is your 1-year plus supply. Freeze-dried foods, vacuum sealed grains and items specifically packaged for long shelf life. 10, 15, 25 years. This layer rarely gets touched but provides the deep security that changes how you feel about food uncertainty. Build layer 1 first, then layer 2, then layer 3, in that order. Step 3, the pantry staples list. Here are the core categories every prepper pantry needs. Within each category, buy the brands and varieties your family prefers. Grains and starches: white rice, pasta, oats, flour, cornmeal, crackers. White rice is the single best staple. Cheap, stores like 25 to 30 years when properly sealed, and serves as the base of hundreds of meals. Proteins: canned tuna, canned chicken, canned salmon, canned beans of all varieties, peanut butter, dried lentils. Protein is what people run out of first and regret most. Fats: cooking oils and vegetable, olive, coconut. Canned coconut milk. Fats are critical for calorie density and cooking versatility. Vegetables and fruits: canned tomatoes, canned corn, canned green beans, canned mixed vegetables, canned fruit in natural juice. Freeze-dried vegetables extend this category beautifully for longer storage. Flavor and cooking: salt, sugar, honey, vinegar, soy sauce, hot sauce, dried herbs and spices, bouillon cubes. Never underestimate flavor. It is the difference between enduring your pantry and actually enjoying eating from it. Beverages: coffee, tea, powdered drink mixes, powdered milk, instant cocoa. Comfort beverages matter enormously for morale during stressful situations. Step 4, storage basics that most people skip. Buying the right food is only half the work. Storing it correctly is what protects your investment. Temperature: store everything below 70 degrees if possible. Heat is the fastest way to degrade shelf life. A cool basement, interior closet, or garage in a mild climate are ideal. Moisture: keep everything dry. Use sealed containers, mylar bags with oxygen absorbers for bulk grains, airtight containers for open packages. A small amount of moisture inside a sealed container allows mold and bacteria to grow even in otherwise stable foods. Light UV exposure degrades food quality over time. Store in dark locations or opaque containers. Pests, mice, and insects are drawn to food storage. Keep everything in hard-sided containers they cannot chew through. Inspect your storage area regularly. Organization: label everything with the purchase date. Rotate stock. The oldest items in front, newest in back. When you shop, add new items to the back and use from the front. A disorganized pantry leads to waste and missed rotations. Take one afternoon to organize it properly. It's worth every minute. Step 5, the $25 per week strategy. The most common reason people don't build a prepper pantry is they think it requires a large upfront investment. It doesn't. The most effective method is what I call the $25 per week add-on. Every time you go grocery shopping, add $25 worth of pantry items to your cart beyond your regular groceries. At $25 per week in 1 month, you've added $100 of pantry food. In 3 months, $300. In 6 months, $600. Over the course of a year, without ever feeling a financial strain, you've built a substantial deep pantry that could feed your family for months. Pick your 25 items strategically. Week 1, a large bag of rice and 2 pounds of dried beans. Week 2, 6 cans of protein and a jar of peanut butter. Week 3, cooking oils and condiments. Week 4, canned vegetables and a case of pasta. Repeat, rotate, build. Step 6, cooking from your pantry. Here's a mistake that surprises people. They build a pantry but never practice cooking from it. Then an emergency hits, they open their storage and they realize they don't know how to make a satisfying meal from rice, canned beans, and dried spices. Practice now. Once a month, cook 1 full meal using only pantry items. No fresh vegetables, no refrigerator ingredients, just what's on your shelves. This does three things. It tells you what's missing from your pantry. It builds your cooking skills for lower resource cooking, and it normalizes the food so your family isn't eating it for the first time under stress. Here's what I want you to do this week. Look at what you already have in your kitchen and pantry. Take honest stock. Then pick 5 staple items your family eats regularly, canned goods, dry goods, whatever they are, and buy double of each on your next shopping trip. That's your first 24-hour add-on. That's layer 1 begun. Next week, do it again with 5 more items. The week after, 5 more. In 90 days, you will have a pantry you can feel genuinely good about. One that Carol wishes she'd had before that ice storm. One that changes the way your family faces uncertainty. I think about Carol every time I walk into my pantry. I think about how one storm, 9 days, and an empty kitchen changed the way she thought about everything. I think about how she called me and said, I had no pantry. I thought I did, but I didn't. Don't let that be your story. Build your pantry now, when it's calm, when it's easy, when the shelves are still full and the choices are still yours. Because the time to prepare is always before you need to. Stay safe. Keep prepping. And I'll see you in the next video.